find like the fact that it's just easy to get into and easy to get started off with, I find it's a really good job. If someone's not exactly sure what they want to do with their life, like I was not exactly sure where I was until this. And this, in my opinion, is like the perfect option to get started off in life.
When I chose power engineering, I chose because my parents were talking about it inside the kitchen, and I was really interested in it. So I searched up online, watched the introductory video, and that was what I wanted to do.
We are operators. We operate the hearts and souls of all the factories, all the power plants, all the refineries. If it wasn't for power engineers, every factory, every oil refinery, large industrial site like Cavendish Farms, the garbage burning plant, the hospitals, they would cease to have heat and lights and emergency power. So we are the guys behind the scenes that nobody knows about that keeps the heart and soul of industry running.
Which is a nice thing about power engineering in general is that these positions are required for these plants to operate. They can't operate without power engineers, so it makes you a very valuable employee.
I was not expecting the course to be this short, I'm going to be honest. I was expecting it to be at least 2 years possibly. To graduate right after I just graduated is definitely, it's a weird experience, that's for sure. But it's also kind of nice to know that I'm jumping right into the work field and whatnot, and being able to actually start making money and actually have a job and start building my future.
You don't have to have any experience in the field to enroll in a power engineering program. It's designed for people with no background. If you do have background in the field or in related fields, all the better.
The power engineering program at the Marine Training Center in Summerside is a 9-month program. Starts in the fall, September, goes till the end of April, 1st of May. There's a Part A and a Part B. Part A takes us up till Christmas time, and in Part A, that's where we're going to cover components like basic boiler theory, electrical theory, motors, and our applied mechanics. So if you're coming into this program, you have to have a little bit of math and science. It's not break your soul math and science. It's pretty basic. It's all the stuff that we teach is applicable to the occupation. The second half of the program is what we call the B side, or the B paper. And in that B paper, you're going to learn a lot more about instrumentation. Get into refrigeration pretty heavy, because that's a big part of our component. We don't just run boilers and steam turbines and gas turbines. We also do industrial refrigeration. So these are the large ammonia plants, large refrigeration plants. That's a big part of our occupation. And we're going to learn different types of plants. So where the A may be a little heavier on the math and the science, the B takes you more into the practical aspects, take apart pumps, run boilers, refrigeration.
If you're really good at mechanical stuff and science stuff in that aspect, I think this program would be a great choice. It's a lot of best of both worlds.
The power engineering program at Holland College is a nice mix of classroom time and hands-on learning. You get to work in the power engineering lab, so you have actual hands-on time with tools and equipment down there. And you also have some time in the simulator, the power simulator, so you get to work on sort of virtual machinery there.
In addition to getting your 4th-class power engineering license, right, we also give you the skills in this 9-month program for basic light maintenance and mechanical stuff. You're introduced to a little bit of welding, a little bit of working with wrenches and tools, threading pipe, gears and sprockets, taking things apart. So you're not a mechanic when you leave, but you do have a lot of maintenance experience, light maintenance experience, where you can keep the stuff that you're responsible for running. Maybe not tear it down, but at least maintain it. But you're also exposed to a lot of the other theory, like what an electrician has to understand. We're not expert electricians, but we understand what they're doing. We're not expert refrigeration HVAC techs, but we understand what they're doing. And we can have a conversation with all the other Red Seal trades, because we touch on all of the Red Seal trades on the mechanical sides. We don't become experts, but we do have a working knowledge of what they're doing.
A successful student in the power engineering program will have good math skills, have a good background in, say, high school science, chemistry, physics, but mostly, the most important thing is to have an interest in how things work and how machines work, because that's really the core of what you're going to be doing as a power engineer. You're going to be operating machinery, monitoring machinery, and you have to know how that machinery works to be able to do that efficiently and effectively.
The instructors in this program are amazing. They know what they're talking about. They're not reading off the textbook, they have experience. And they apply that experience to what they're teaching with all the fun little stories and all the pictures and all like the plant tours.
I will say, they're great. They're great. They're really kind and they're reasonable and they're respectful and they're very understanding. Compared to every other teacher I've ever met, I'm gonna be completely honest, best instructors ever.
They're also very flexible. Like if you need time to work on things and there's a due date, they will sit there and they will be like, it's good, we'll extend it just as long as you get it done. They're amazing. I couldn't ask for better professors.
At Holland College, we're lucky to have a small class size and a low student-teacher ratio compared to some other schools. So you have lots of access to instructors, lots of access to help if you need help, and the instructors are very willing to give you that extra help.
In this course, in this 9 months program, you have 2 weeks of OJT, on-the-job training. Well, I will assign you to a place for 2 weeks working with another power engineer, and you go out with a pretty extensive project book, like 8 or 9 assignments you have to do. And those assignments will take you into all aspects of this occupation.
I had an amazing experience with my on-the-job training. I learned so much, more than what I've learned in class. They would explain to me things that I would have had no clue if I didn't do the on-the-job training. Whenever you get off, you look at your textbook and you're like, wow, I understand this more clearly now, because you watched them do exactly what you were learning.
On-the-job training, starting off, I was a bit nervous. Going into a workplace right when I just started, it was a bit nerve-wracking. Didn't really know what I was going to expect. Coming back and reflecting on it, it was a really, really, really good learning experience. Being able to see all the equipment and all the systems that we've been only reading about, it was an eye-opener.
Sometimes your OJT will lead to employment in the future if they ask you to come back or you're a suitable operator or they need someone with your specifications.
Many of the employers have hired their OJT students. I've had a number of employers that didn't want to let their OJT students go, wanting to know could they stay and then write the exam later, but they have to write the exam. But every student I've had out of this course in the last 4 years has walked into a job.
My time in the program has been a lot of work and a lot of stressful work, but if you keep on top of it, it's a lot simpler than what it looks like. Like yes, there's the workbook and there's the online courses, but it's much like high school in a way. As long as you stay on top of it, it's relatively easy, but it's still a challenge. You're still challenging yourself every day. If
you're someone who is interested in how things work, how machines work, how processes work, how industrial processes work, you should definitely consider power engineering.
In this occupation, you're never bored, you're always challenged, and it's always room for growth.
For someone who just got out of high school, just starting their life, and nervous of what's to come, I can proudly say that power engineering was probably the perfect and best option I could choose.
I would say if you're really considering this program, I would say choose it. It's probably one of the best decisions I've made, and it has opened a lot of doors for me.